asleep so early yesterday. I fell asleep at like 10. No, way earlier than that. Like 8:39. Somebody needs to wake up. Me, I'm not somebody. What? Up. It's a head stream. Loca. It's crazy because like now unless the kids go back to watch Scream from the 90s, this is going to be their only introduction is Scream and Fortnite, which is like not the case, you know? Gotta find some missing luggage. That's gonna take forever. see, like, it's so crazy, but, like, if that was coming at you, you're just getting slashed IRL. Like, you're not trying to put your hands up. You're donezo. You're donezo. You as if. That's gonna be my license plate if I can. EWASIF. EWASIF. You as if. Slice and dice. Did I shave my beard? It's a little itchy. I got gotted. You got me. Like, I still want this. Like, hello, marketing team, product team at Fortnite. Partner with some brand, Alani, who would do a Fizzberry, what is this? Flowberry Fizz. Boom. Come on. Like, the ideas I'm just giving for free. Partner with Red Bull. Exclusive flavor, Flowberry Fizz. Because Red Bull, we know you're struggling to capitalize off of that younger Gen Z market because it's not the best flavor, maybe. But my new motto in life is, do I need it? If it's like an experience with a friend, I'll do it. But like, I'm making sacrifices. I want to be debt free in 5 years, if not 3, if I can. So like all my subscriptions, I think I'm gonna actually just cancel all of them. And then whatever I was gonna spend, just put that into like savings investments. Just like something more productive for me. Because I'm tired of meeting older people who are like the retired, and they're like a retired poor person, and I'm like, I'm not retiring poor. I'm not retiring poor. I think like my great grandparents and my grandparents were the only last generations to be like okay, because they were able to get their houses from the Sears catalog. You guys don't even know. Did you know that back in the day you could buy a house in a book? There was a company, I mean, maybe in like some flyover states there's probably a Sears, maybe one or two, but I don't know. I'm misspeaking. I don't know. But Sears used to be like the store. Sears used to be like Walmart before Walmart was Walmart. You got everything at Sears. Your socks, your house, your appliances, everything. Clothes. But now everything is so expensive, you can't. So like you have to buy cheap now, sit on it, and then in generations to come, once it's like developed, then it'll be fine. Like there's 2 acres of land, like probably like in 45 minutes to an hour outside of Vegas. $55,000. But if I were to get like anything in Las Vegas for that, it'd be like millions, which is insane. But you can see it. I mean, even here in Vegas, they're building so deep into Red Rock right now. It's like, at what point do we draw the line? They like, there's a new development happening in near Red Rock. So as a kid, I used to go to this place called Bonnie Springs. It was an old Western town replica, but like it was good. You could go. There was a sheriff. They walked around. It looked like straight out of Westworld, but more natural, like more real, because it was literally in the Western world, and it was a replica. They tore it down, and it's gonna be 16. 16 homes. They just like sold all this land, like acres, for 16 homes. And then on YouTube, they're showing like all the beautiful landscape, like they're not, and like all the nature that was there, that you're not going to just literally uproot. It's just disappointing. For 16 homes, like literally 16 homes, makes no sense. Like you're making good nature exclusive and less accessible. Like it just doesn't. And like people don't realize, like if you look at Vegas, it's a very poor working class. It's a very tip-based industry. And if we look at what happened to Prim, hello, everyone look at Buffalo Bills and what's happening there. Nothing. It's all gone because nothing is there. Ooh, not that anyone's listening, but I had a great idea for every city. Every city, hello, if you are listening. This is, your malls are struggling. Yes, every mall in America except for like the ones in cities, like major cities are struggling, right? Okay, every city, mayor, whatever, who is in charge of buying things, cities with terrible malls, buy them. Have the city buy the mall for super cheap, okay? And then the city's own mall, you have all the infrastructure there to make a small business center. Fill it with a bunch of small people, charge super low, let them get their businesses off the ground, drive more foot traffic, and then in a few months, you have a fully working mall with small businesses, and then you have an audience, and then you have all that stuff, and then you have everything you need to make your mall great, and then you can sell it, and then boom, and then bring traffic back to the malls. But on a small scale, you gotta start small to go big. Because why not have a place for small businesses for your city to operate? And no one wants a mall. Like no one's in malls, so I think it's a great investment. To me, personally, it would be smart. Because then the cities now own businesses and you can sell it, especially if the city needs quick cash. Or like turn every mall that's struggling into a community center. You already have the infrastructure, you just have to do a few remodels. Like what? It's such a massive space. What was my other idea that I had the other day? Oh, a net zero paper company. So all you would need to do is start a shredding business, take the shredding business, and have a solar powered, used recycled water, whatever. And then you can just literally take paper, remake the paper, shred it, and just redo it. Everything's on solar, everything's on green. Bruh. You guys realize do I even want to go down that rabbit hole? Yeah, I do. So I work in this world, glasses. Do you know that every single I'm gonna go ahead and just say your um, it's all BS. The cost of things is just not what it is. So like insurance, for example. So I can see the cost of, we'll call them bomb toward. So they have the bomb toward frames, right? I can see the cost of these things cost because we get the sheets is like $50 to $110. Do you know what the markup is on those things? I sell them on my store right now for like some $500 to $700. What are we doing for plastic? It just is mind numbing. It just isn't, and then just it can be discontinued, and then it's like it doesn't mean anything. Like the whole system is gonna collapse in on itself because it doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's all made up. And we're all just sitting and arguing about the same things over and over again. Like we could literally just work with each other and develop everything. I told you guys about how I was like started like fostering more local like businesses like I frequent. So like I'll like bring them things. Like if they need something, if I have extra at home, at work, anything like that, I'll just bring extra just because why not make a small business like easier? If I can help reduce the cost of like giving them grocery bags or like thank you bags that I have them like just laying around and I'm not using, why not give it to a small business to help reduce the cost? Hey, if I get 2 free Pokemon packs out of it because that's what I just purchased from them, great. So it's like there are decent people in the world, so we have to, it's like a struggle to be a decent person because sometimes I just want to just like come to everyone's BS and just not be a good person to everyone and just be like, oh, they're being crappy, so I can be crappy too. But like at a certain point, I do have a limit. Like, you're not just gonna get to talk to people how you get to talk to people. You might have to talk to somebody else that way, but we have to just operate with a certain level of respect for each other. Just basic common decency as humans, as human beings. Like, I can only go, like, they go low, we go high. I can only do that for so many times. And then at a certain point, it's like, I can't go low anymore, or I can't go high. Okay. I don't wanna go to work today. Ooh, cloud beds. Oh, and then also if you guys are getting an eye exam, this is totally unrelated, but like also related. So, a little tidbit. You guys have a lot of insurance. So, if you have, so you have medical insurance, health insurance, pharmaceutical insurance, and then vision insurance. So most people don't even know that they're all separate and they think they're all the same. But from my standpoint, you have different procedures and diagnoses. So some things that are routine are just going to be covered by vision and not medical. So then we have to use different codes to bill medicine or medical codes. If not, it's just going to get rejected by your insurance. So know that. So look at your insurance, figure out what is what, and then what your plan is. Just because this is my industry, I know that if you go see your eye exam, practices are including a machine that is not always covered 100%. So your eye exam may be a $0 copay, but there's additional services called retinal imaging that are not 100% covered by insurance. That practices are being implemented to use, so they don't want to use dilation. So if you're like, my exam has $0 copay, but you're like the eye doctor you're trying to charge is charging you a copay, that is full transparency what it is. and also everyone dictates their price, so they could just be charging the insurance a lot, kind of like how if you have like a car warranty and then they're like, yeah, the part's covered but the labor isn't, we only cover $120 an hour, and then of course the dealership is charging $200 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I paying for a warranty if they're not covering all of it? Same thing. Nothing's gonna ever be fully covered. Lord, are you kidding me? So you're gonna see a shift in like prices going up in all aspects. And then in additional, like people who are on Medicare and stuff, their copays are going up depending on the services. Medically, I heard a patient have her Medicare coverage go from a copay of $200 like this month to next month going to $800 because of the current climate of things. Just to put it as blanket as possible. And it's like, these people are retired. How are you gonna have them pay almost, in some places, a rent payment for just a medical visit because of genetics? Just naturally, they're going to be punished for something they can't control. Sure, we could have the conversation about life choices and things like that, and what kind of upkeep were they doing to maintain, but what is that going to do? It's just minutia at the end of the day. Same with like people who are like, oh, I can't support. Yes, you can. You can always do something. Don't subscribe. You don't have to. You don't like a word, don't say it. Don't use it. Like, don't make it everyone else's issue. What is this? Yeah. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Go figure out what your insurance is. Know your plans, know your coverages. If you don't want to actually pay for it. Get like an FSA, HSA account. That would be like not like truest way, but like you're paying into something. You're pretty much, insurance is just paying into a fund to help CYA, essentially. Because if you really thought, if I actually charged you full price, you'd be like, what is my insurance for? This is what your insurance is for, because the exam cost is $120 and then the refraction is $50. So your exam should be like $200. Should, out of pocket. No way. I will say, the one thing to like cover you also, get the anti-reflective coatings, because if you pay extra for those will give you warranties on your lenses, and then most frames come with a 1-year warranty. And also, if you like do everything through insurance, this is also why insurance is kind of annoying, and it's almost easier just to do everything cash, because let's say you get a frame, you get your glasses, you don't like them, and you want to go through insurance, you have to get approval for the redo because we've already the insurance has already allocated funds. It's so you have to get approval, but there's just more freedom if you do everything cash because you don't have any limitations. You're not going through anything. It's just much more convenient to do everything out of pocket if you can. Because most of the places will give you discounts for out of pocket. At least typically it's 20% off on average. There's deals if you don't have insurance, you get a full pair of glasses. Because you have Medicare frames, Medicaid frames, which are going to be cheap. Retail value wise cheap, but it's all plastic. It's all plastic. Until it's not, But then that's what you get. What's another thing? Ooh, so for example, and then also your insurance is going to be different depending on where you go. So if you take big example, big note, because everyone wants to go to Costco for their glasses. One, all of their frames discontinued, but it's Costco, so they have huge buying power. So you can buy 2,000+ frames that are discontinued, so you have extra. So, but Costco, if your frame breaks, there's no warranty, no nothing. You have to buy another one because you're already getting it at a wholesale cost. So, yes, it's going to be your Chopard, your Cartier frames, your Philip Klein. What did I see recently? But they're all discontinued. So, aka old. And if you're a person who's I need to have new, then don't go to Costco because it's all discontinued. They don't do any scratch warranties. Everything is just like very basic standard coatings, everything like that. So, granted, it is more economical and affordable for Costco for you to get them, but if you have insurance benefits, let's say you have a $200 frame allowance for this eye place, but if you go to Costco, it might be $80 because you're not getting them at retail, you're getting them at wholesale. More that you know. And like, did you know that at Costco, you have to be cross-trained in every department? I thought that was crazy. I didn't know that. So if you work in optical, you have to learn how to do like tire and meat and the clothes and dare, like you have to do all of it. So like let's say your shift was like 2 to 8. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I didn't. I heard about it and I was like, there's no way I would work there. Also, if you're ever filing a rebate and you're a contact wearer like me, and it's like a new wearer, oh, sick. Um, and you've already filed a rebate, just use a different email and make a new account. So you get like the full money back. Trust me, I just did it. Just got my rebate. It was $100 back. My like year supply was like 2 something after the rebate. And they're able to send you like a digital one via email, it's Visa. They're kind of used. You can use them everywhere, but they're kind of finicky at like Apple Pays. They like kind of don't work all the time, just because for whatever reason it's like a gift card, and they're point of sale systems are stupid and nothing's working perfect. So I have to go to the self checkout where I don't want to talk to a person, but of course there's like 2 people stationed at the self checkout because why would the self checkout fully be self checkout without the assistance of a human? Because everything sucks. Like, don't do self checkout and then you buy alcohol. Have a dedicated line or something else because that's not working. Because I go to the self checkout for efficiency. Same way I go to like to those Amazon card like stores in the airport. Efficiency. Scan the card, grab, walk out. We're gonna circle back to something random that just made that so I went to my buddy and I went to Sleep Token last 2 weekends ago in LA for their last show, and there was one of those. I wanted like a Diet Coke and a non-alcoholic beer, so I walked in. They had one of those, the Amazon-esque stores, a bajillion cameras, scan your credit card, and then they're gonna give you just grab and go. But this was stupid because they didn't want people to throw drinks. One, I saw 20 cell phones out. Like, this was the most in-tune, massive concert I've ever seen. Like, everyone was locked in. No one was like trying to. They were there for the music and the concert and the whole experience. So I get said drinks, and I have to stand in line because they're pouring all the drinks into cups because they said they didn't want anyone to throw the bottles on stage. But then I could just throw a whole empty cup on everyone in the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, It didn't make sense, but I'm not gonna. If you want me to drink out of this plastic cup and recycle it, and then everyone else is gonna drink out of this plastic cup later, sure. By all means, I'll do it. Crypto.com arena, I will do it. Did I think it was a little stupid to have all these bodies stationed here to have them pour cups into cups? Sure. From one vessel to another, it didn't make sense. See what I did there? One vessel to another. You know what I want? I want AI to figure out how to. Can someone put AI into the traffic systems? Just someone just put in a little USB to like the global grid and just optimize the entire light system. Because I don't think so. Having to wait at a light for 2 minutes when I can just make a judgment call when it's like 1 in the morning and there's no one around, you know? Like people want to talk about, I'm not a sheep person, but you get on the same roads as every other person and you sit in the same traffic. You're on the same earth as me, babes. You wake up on the same timeline as me, but you're not a sheep person. Okay. Like you just didn't order off of Amazon. Okay. We are conditional beings by design. Speaking of which, did you guys hear about the dogs in Russia that are using like train systems and using humans to shield themselves as they like walk across streets and are like commuting, like the dogs are commuting. Like people can't even commute here. If you were to ask me right now to take a bus through Las Vegas, I couldn't. I know where like the train, like the bus station is. Have I ever taken it? Absolutely not. Because it takes. I've heard people like I know people who have to take the bus system, and I'm like, how often do you like? How early do you have to leave before you have to go to your destination? They're like, oh, like 3 or 4 hours. A bus ride for hours is insane. I mean, granted, you have like, I would kind of like live it up and try to treat it like a bitch. I got a driver. We're sitting on the Sprinter, and this is my time to like do business. Like you're in the bus for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We gotta break out the laptop. We can be doing so like that's a lot of time to be doing things. I just don't understand how like also there's not more accessible, more public transportation in these cities. Like we have the infrastructure. It's not like we don't have space. There's so much space. Speaking of space, why did we put the effing F1 track through the strip? The worst, dumbest, no thinking decision ever made. Like, one, going back to like that halfway point from Vegas to California, like in the Prim, they could have done the track out there and like revitalized all of that, and the track could have been a 365 track used for multiple events. I think there's a golf course out there too that they could have revitalized. You have the hotels, there's already truck stops. It would have been so fun. No, but instead you guys had to put the track right through Las Vegas, even as a kid, it was, if there was any major event, you just knew it was going to be hellacious. And then you want to drive through it and close off the major thoroughfares for a track that is renownedly terrible by everyone in F1. No one has anything good to say about it. That is like, this is what happens when people rush things. There's no research and development. We don't really think things through, engage, and get feedback. We just, oh, this seems cool, let's do it. Maybe you can do that for a Happy Meal. This seems cool, and put a 20 in a Happy Meal. But when you're doing millions, if not billions of dollars on the line and impacting lives, we have to do a little more thinking, a little more critical thinking. But that's asking for too much when everything is just like, click, okay, we're like screen dumb. If we can't do it in one click, it's like, I mean, I even follow. I'm like, if I can't see it within like a few scans, I'm like, where am I even looking? Then I'm like, okay, let's look again, and then But I had dial-up. They don't know what, no one knows what dial-up is nowadays, let alone a floppy disk. Like, I'm older than Google. And I grew up getting encyclopedias mailed to me, piece by piece, and I did all of like my elementary and middle school work on dial-up. Or like, it was easier for me not to use the computer and just go through paper, my hard copy encyclopedias, and find my answers that way. Granted, the answers were dated because the encyclopedias were they were a couple of years old, and everything was print, so you had to wait. But I got like I got the key fact, more details, that was probably in the next edition, that I did not get. Because at that time, we ended up getting internet, slowly Wi-Fi came out, and now we have it. You walk outside and there's Wi-Fi. I couldn't even get Wi-Fi in my house. Somebody in the neighborhood had it, and I just like went on the power box and sat on my PSP, my Nintendo DS, and tried to get on their Wi-Fi. Okay. That was enough for my philosophical rants for today on how I want to change the world and everything. That's horrible. Sheeple, Apple Watch, sheep person. Look at, there's like a divot in my wrist. Whatever. Okay. Hope you guys have a good day. Be kind to somebody. Don't be an a-hole. So, hold the door open for somebody today. Give someone a compliment. If you like their shoes, say you like their shoes. If the guy looks good, give him a compliment.